Hello everyone, good morning today. Please confirm if you can hear me. Hello, is anybody there? Good morning to you all. I'm Joshua and this class at Marriott Consulting Firm. Please, I would like you to drop your favorite emojis, make use of the top of the chat if there's anything you'd like me to know. And if you're also connecting from to me, I'd like to know if you're all there with me. Good morning once again. Like I said, today we'll be diving into a crash course in Excel, and it's going to be a wonderful section. Trust me, it's going to be a wonderful section in such a way that we are going to look at how Excel can be used to clean our data and how we can also extract insight from Excel using the likes of pivot table. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's section, and it's going to last for the next 2 hours. So I already have a document. I believe it will be attached to this video, the link to a document, and that's where you get this folder that has this slide, and inside this slide there is I think that's towards 6 slides. There is the link to download the data set that we're going to be using in today's section. So here's the link, and from the link, once you download it, once you click on it, it's going to bring out this page, and the next thing you just have to click is download. So once you click on download, to be downloaded as a zip file, then you go to your file folder to go and extract it. Then you see this data set called sales data original. So the data set is sales data original, and this is how the data set looks like, a very dirty data set. And we want to clean up this data set so that it will be readily available for analysis and for extracting insights from it. So back to the slide. Like I said, the slide is what has actually been structured to let us know what data cleaning is, because when it comes to data analysis and when it comes to data analysis in general, the thing you work with is data. And as it is, data they say will never come clean. It's always very dirty. Data will never come clean. It's always very, very dirty. And the fact that data will never come clean, you as an analyst, you need to have a structure, strategize how you're going to clean this data. And what I mean by clean data is actually is this, that come to think of it, you're working maybe as an analyst, and when data collection was actually going on, there were some errors, there were some blank cells, like data sets we're going to be using today. You could see there are some strange formattings here. You have some blank rows. You have look at this break. It can cause what we're going to be doing. So we can't just pick up this data and start extracting insights from it. No, it can't be done. It can't be done. What we need to do is that we need to clean data. We can also call it wrangling. It can also be called wrangling. Can wrangle this data, clean it up. It's just like you have a clothes, you want to go outside, but maybe 2 days ago you were actually on that clothes and you had an oil spill on it. Before you can say that you want to wear the same clothes outside, you need to what? Wash it, you need to clean it. That's just how data is. Before we start extracting insights from this, that we need to clean it, we need to wash it. Even though this is that layman language, we need to wash it to make it look readily available for what? For analysis. That is when we can now go ahead in what? In extracting insights from data. So the question is, what is data cleaning? So have it here, just like I've said earlier, that it's also called data scrubbing or data wrangling. Is a process of identifying. So there's a need for you to identify, and what you want to identify errors and inconsistencies in your data. So the moment at which you identify errors, inconsistency, or inaccuracies in your data, and you start correcting it, that's what we call data cleaning. Do you get? We start correcting it. That's what we call data cleaning. So it helps us to improve the quality of our data set, and it makes our data what? Readable. and reliable, because you need to have reliable data to start providing solutions, because you need to give data driven insight. You need to give data driven. So for us to have a reliable data, we need to take it through the process of cleaning. So after cleaning your data, then you can start extracting insight. You can start data driven decisions, start making decisions, or any other thing you want to do from a data set, to the point of you building different models and algorithms to solve solutions. So a properly cleaned data, I have it in my second bullet here. Prepare a properly cleaned and prepared data forms the foundation of reliable and meaningful analysis. That is it. So before you can say that you want to have a meaningful analysis, you have to ensure that your data set is properly cleaned and prepared in that wise. So there's common issues with raw data. Common issues. You definitely find inconsistency in the column width and row height. Most of these things are going to be doing. So I'll just read them. Blank rows, that's when you're having empty rows, empty columns, empty cells, duplicate rows. You have inconsistency in case. Some of these things are what we're going to be seeing in the data set I am going to be showing us, which we're going to be using in today's section. So different errors can have messy borders, and Excel is structured in that it is in rows and columns. Vertically, that's what we call columns, and horizontal is what we call rows. Vertical is column, horizontals are rows. So the point where a vertical line meets an horizontal line gives this box here called cells. So every cell has its own name. We call them cell reference. So if I'm to get the name of this cell, is on column P and row 4. That will be P4. Can you see here? We come to this name box, you can see that the name. So back to the slide. Why data cleaning? From what I've actually said in the start of this class, that data cleaning help to improve the accuracy of your data. It makes sure you have consistent data. It helps to avoid misinterpretation of data or data point, because sometimes you might actually have strange numbers, strange data points. We call them outliers. So with data cleaning, you able to identify all of those things and correct them. Do you understand? Then also helps to improve decision making. It helps to integrate data. It helps in data integrity. It helps us to minimize data biases. And this thing can actually come from what? Errors or inconsistencies in the data. Then whenever I want to build data modeling, it's also data cleaning also helps us to improve our model. That's the performance of our model. So I want you to notice that data cleaning, like I've been saying, is a critical steps in what? In data preparation. Because it helps you to take care of issues that could compromise the quality, the accuracy, the reliability of the data set. And it ensures that data used for analysis and decision making is trustworthy and produces meaningful results. Because this is how you can be certain of your what, of your results whatsoever when you're done with data cleaning. So we're going to be applying some of those steps. I already have in this slide, I have the steps documented for data cleaning. Because of time, I'll just go straight down to the Excel file and start all we want to do. So before we go, we need to, first of all, as an analyst, check your data set, see what is wrong with it before you can dazzle into data cleaning. Know the errors, the inconsistencies, everything that can actually make your data set not readily available for analysis. So I actually listed some here. From data set, I'll be showing us that we're having rows and columns that are not wide and long enough. That's the column width and the row height. Not properly arranged, improper case, incorrect data type, we have blank rows, we have duplicate data, strange formatting, cell borders, and inconsistency in space. So all of these things are what we're going to put together to clean our data. So let's jump right into it. So follow me as we're all together. Please let me know if you are still hearing me. Just drop an emoji so we know we are still together. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right. I see some people on the call at the moment. Just drop an emoji if you can hear me. And if there's anything you like, probably because this is a live section, you have to make sure that everybody is carried along. So you can use the chat bots. Then I will always come to check if there are anything that needs my attention on. So I've actually shared to us how we can download the data sets, how we can download the data set. So now look at these data sets. It is so kind of congested. There is no space. Just fighting correctly. Some are truncated. What's going on? Ash inside some cells. What's the meaning of all this? Don't let me just start from with that. Anytime you have this ash, is due to the fact that the cell at that point or the column is not wide enough to take in that value. So you just summarize that ash. So it's telling you that, oh, this place is too tight for me. Can you expand it? So let me just show you something. If I double click on this, can you see it's gone? But instead of doing it one after the other, I'm going to show a shortcut on doing all of these things so that you save yourself count each column to expand it. In yellow colors, they are called formatting. Look at this column F now. We have some numbers aligned to the left, some numbers aligned to the right. So all these things could actually cause impediment in our what? In our analysis. They are the to check and correct. Not only that, you could see in column B, you are seeing that some countries are even overlapping themselves. Can you see this row 2 and row 3? They're overlapping themselves. Row 3 is not high enough. And if row 3 is not high enough, row 2 overlapping it, and you'll be able to see the content in that particular row. So all these things are what we need to correct and check. Trust me, this data set, I'm going to check if it has duplicates, or which I'm still going to be showing you about how to check that also. Then okay, you can see some countries, can you see? Some are having space. Look at this Canada. It's having spaces right in front of it. Why some does not have, some are in low upper case, some are in proper case. So let me just explain that to us. Proper case is when you have the first letter of a word in a capital, is proper case, or you call it sentence case. Then upper case when you have all the text in capital letter, while lower case when you have all the text in in small letter. So please just keep that at the back of your mind, because when we get to that column, we are going to be working with that also. So there are so many things that are actually wrong with this data set. So let's just start by what? The first thing to do when you have the data set like this is to what? To try your best to expand your Excel sheet. Your spreadsheet needs to be expanded. So once it's expanded, then expanded to the both vertically and horizontally, then to have more space to contain or to hold those values in the cell. So to expand it, trust me, you can just be going one after the other, come in between the lines between the column, any column D and E, come here, double click, expand, come here, double click and expand, one after the other. But no, that's going to take a whole lot of your time. Do you get? That's going to take a whole lot of your time as an analyst, because data cleaning, they says normally that it takes time, but automating your tasks will help you to save more time. Do you understand? So how we're going to expand everything at once, both the rows and column. So what I'm going to do is this. I want to select my entire spreadsheet. Now I'm selecting entire spreadsheet. To select the entire spreadsheet, if I move my mouse, you can see my pointer here, my mouse pointer. If I move it right to this corner, where we have like an inverted triangle, this corner, and I left click on it, I have all my Excel spreadsheet selected. All my Excel spreadsheet has been selected. If you can see, if I scroll to the side, you see that downwards, sideways, everything has been selected, both where I have data and where I don't have data. Reason is because I want to expand this data set. So in expanding data set now, instead of now going in between the boundaries between each column, maybe column A and column B, the boundary line, which is this one, double click on it, expand it. Instead of doing that one after the other, I'll just go to anyone and decide to use this one anywhere, any point, any place, any boundary line between the columns, then double click on it. Can you see everything has been expanded just in one sec, just in a second, everything expanded. I can see all the values cell now. That means I've expanded it column wise. Do you understand? Have expanded it column wise. What about the row? I have to also expand the row also. So the same thing, I'll just come where I have this particular cross icon. Can you see like a plus sign? Where I have the arrows facing up and down and a straight line in between it. Once I have that icon or that symbol, I'll also move to any boundary line, either between 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, anywhere. Just that line that is separating the rows. I'll just double click on it. Once I double click on it, can you see that those rows that they seem as if they were overlapping themselves and now what have now been spaced, well spaced. And if that is done, then I have my data set expanded. Can you see? My data set has been what? Has been expanded. My data set has been expanded. So the next thing is, okay, we could see that now we could now see clearly that column A, row 8, row 13, row 19, and so many other rows like that are blanks. What I mean by blank is that there are no data points, there are nothing inside this row, they are blanks. So this all is already causing something called data truncation. So it's already truncating my data, telling that there's no relationship between row 1 and 7, row 1 to 7, and row 9 to 12, and so this is what we call data truncation. So for what I can do to eradicate that is what? To remove those empty rows. To remove every empty rows. Now, how can I remove empty rows? Now, we're not getting to the point whereby we won't be selecting the entire spreadsheet anymore. We'll just be selecting the data set we are using. We want to be working on based on the data sets we are using. So now, my data set, that means I'm selecting from column A to column, then from row 1 to row, let me check, the last row should be around 700 and something. 700, I want to select from row 1 to row 711. So now, how will I go about that? I can't come here to select this, which is wrong. This one is selecting the entire spreadsheet. No, I'm selecting is just the column A to O and row 1 to row 711. What I'm going to do is this. There is a way to do that. I'm going to be using our keyboard shortcut. That's why you long press Control and Shift. You press Control and Shift, press and hold Control and Shift. After doing that, you press your forward arrow once. Can you see? Forward arrow. That's the arrow to the right. You press it once. While you are still long pressing or pressing and holding Control and Shift, your hand is still, your two fingers are still on Control and Shift. Then you click also the down arrow. Now, when I click the down arrow, it's only selected row 1 to. It's not selecting row 8 because it's seeing row 8 as a blank row, so it won't select it. But what I'm going to do is that I have to keep pressing the arrow. So while my Control and Shift still on hold, I'm still on pressing Control and Shift. Again, press that arrow until I get to the last row 711. Please mind you, don't select beyond row 711 for now. Don't select beyond that because if you select beyond the, that means you're already selecting empty rows again, empty or blank rows, and we don't want to. We don't want to add. We are trying to mitigate a particular error. We want to add errors to error again. So make sure that when you get to row 711, you stop clicking the down arrow. And if peradventure you click beyond that, maybe can you see maybe you click beyond the normal row while you are still pressing your shift and arrow, just press your forward arrow once. That's your up arrow. Just press it once. So down arrow will help you to select to the point where you want to select. But if peradventure you selected beyond the normal rows, then while you are still long pressing your shift and arrow, press the upward arrow once, then to take you back to the last row that you need to work. So check my data set. I've selected it from row column A to column O and from row 1 to row 711. Now, what you want to do now is I want to remove blank rows. So there's a function that we're going to be using. It's called go to function. Go to function, you can use Excel shortcut keyboard or keyboard shortcut to together using Control G. So what we want you to go to function to do is that we want you to go to function to select all every blank rows. We want you to go to function to select every blank rows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Ctrl G. Can you see? After Ctrl G, then there's another one called special. That means all the columns are selected. That's the saying. So it's like, do you want to go to a particular column? No, but I want to go to special. So you click on special. Once you click on special, you have this dialog box on your screen. Then you can see blanks. You can see blanks. So we check this blank and you click on OK. What you're going to see is that every blank rows in your data set has been selected. Can you see? Every blank rows in your data set has been selected. Now is I need to delete it. The reason why I actually is good to go to function is that anything I do on any row that I've selected will take effect on every other selected row. Do you understand? So I've selected all the rows that are blanks. Now I want to delete. Now this play part is what we call Excel ribbon. I'm currently on home tab. So on my home tab in my Excel ribbon, if I move sideways to the right side of my screen, I will see these three options under for cells: insert, delete, and now I want to make it of delete. I want to delete what? I want to delete column or row or cell. So I'll click on the drop down. So once I click on this drop down, I will see this option that says delete cells. I'm not deleting cells. Like I said, cell is the point where the row and the column meets. I'm not deleting cell. Delete sheet rows. Yes, that's what I'm deleting because rows are what are the horizontal lines and blank line rows. Those are the blank, what's it called? Point of my data set, the entire sheet. So I want to delete sheet rows. So once I click on delete rows, you can see that those empty rows are already what have been deleted once. I don't need to be going into the data set and start deleting the one after the other. It's going to take my time. Do you understand? So I've deleted that and you can see there are no more blank rows again in my data set. I have all data sets what cleaned. Sorry, not cleaned yet, sorry. I have all data sets. I have the blanks row in the data set removed. Sorry, that's the best word. I have the blank rows in the data set removed. So now, if I now want to select this entire set now, remember the other time I said you should long press Shift Control, then arrow side, then arrow down. If I now want to do it now, it's not very simple. It's not very simple. But instead of doing that, if you use Control A, if you press Control A once, it selects the entire data set. Do you understand? Can you see that? Control A anywhere in your data. Maybe I'm currently on, let me say I'm on let me just say at the center of the data set like this. Make sure you are selecting your data set. Maybe I've selected a particular point in data set and I press Control A. Control A will select the entire what data set for me. Column A to column O has been selected, then row 1 to row 77. Now it would have turned to 706. It's now 706 rows, 706 rows because we've removed five. Initially we had five blank when we were selecting. The reason why I couldn't use control is because it won't select the entire data set because we still have blank rows. So after blank rows and your data set is connected, then you can make use of Control A. So Control A now, we select the entire data set. So now, that's awesome. I believe you're all following. Let me know. If there are questions, let me know. Okay. Remove all these colors, all these border lines. We need to remove them. They are what we call strange formatting. We don't need them. We need to remove them. They are called strange formatting. So in doing that, anything I want to do now in the data set, I have to select the entire data set. So I'm going to tell my Excel compiler that I'm working with frame of what? Column A to O, then row 1 to 706. So Control A, select the entire data set. Can you see something now? I don't know if you saw what just happened. See, I pressed Control A, the entire data spreadsheet was selected. The reason is because the cell I selected was outside the data. So if you select a cell that's outside the data set and you press Ctrl A, the entire spreadsheet will be selected. And that is not what we want. You have to make sure that you are selecting inside the data set. Any cell inside the data set. So if I select any cell inside the data set and I press Ctrl A, then I have just that data set alone data set alone selected. So what's the next thing to do? Now I want to remove strange formatting. I want to remove strange formatting, and that's very simple. Selected the entire data set from column A to column O, then from row 1 to row 706. Then I still on my home ribbon, I will move straight down after that particular point where I have my delete cell that I used the other time. I have another one, I have another sub what's it called? Sub cell, or we call it, yes, in my Excel ribbon. Sub tab in my Excel ribbon that says editing. Can you see this editing? So inside this editing, you see this icon here that looks like purple. Some can have it as purple color. It's called clear. But if you're going to look at it very well, it looks exactly like eraser. It looks exactly like eraser. So it's called clear. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on the drop down here. Once I click on the drop down, you see clear all, clear format, clear content, clear hyperlinks, clear comment, clear remove hyperlinks. So what I want to do is that I want to clear every strange format in here. So if I click on clear formats, you can see automatically all those lines and border lines has disappeared. And I'm no more having all those lines and border lines anymore in my data set. I'm no more having it in my data set. So now we now have to start working on every data set now. We now have to start working on each of these data sets. So looking at it now, you could see that column A is talking about what? Segment. Column B is talking about country. Column C is talking about products. Column D is talking about the discount band. That means discount, if there are discounts on the purchase. You have E is talking about units sold, manufacturing price. F is talking about manufacturing price. Then on and on like that. You could see, and you could see that, okay, this is what the data set is talking about. So this is sales data. All right, all right, all right. So looking at it column by column, let's check. Do we already have the, is it already formatted in the right way? So now this one is talking about segments, and we are having different kind of segments. This is the column, this row one now is a column header. Don't worry, when we convert it to table, you see how it's going to look like. This exact one is what we call column headers. So the column header for column A is segment. And I think from what we have here, everything looks good. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. We're still going to do the data validation and checking of spellings. So that will help us. We look at column B. Column B is actually having country, but the values in our the way our countries are written, they are not in the right way. Some they are not having consistent formatting. They're not formatted in a consistent form, in a consistent way. In the sense that Canada is having space before it and is in proper case. Germany is having what is written in capital letter. France is written in lower case, in proper case, but there are no space. So we need to have just one formatting. That means we could decide to have proper case without space, upper case without space, or lower case without space. What I mean by space is having space either in the front or at the back. So all these things are what we want to eradicate. So in doing that, we need to work with something called functions. Functions are actually, they are called predefined formulas. They, like I said, they are what help us to automate our tasks. So there's a function in Excel that can actually help us to remove unwanted space. They are called leading or trailing space. Can help us to remove all unwanted space, and also we also use another formula. We're using two formulas together. The second formula will help us to convert every country here, every country name here, to either proper case, lower case, or upper case. But looking at the way this data set is formatted, I can notice that all the text data sets are in proper case. I said proper case are text that have their first letter in caps. Do you understand? They have their first letter in caps. So in doing that, I want to write a function. The question should be, where am I going to write this function? Am I going to come here, delete this country and start writing function? No. What you need to do is you need to insert a new column right in front of column B. We need to insert a new column right in front of what? Column B. And in doing that, I'll just come right to column C. This arrow down, this down arrow we're seeing, I'll open my mouse on it, left click on it to select it, then right click to insert. Can you see? Right click to insert. So you can say that automatically a new cell, a new column rather, has been inserted here. And you want to call that column also what? Country. You want to call it country because you want to have the right and a consistent country name. You want to have a column that will have a consistent country name. So now the function is what? The function to remove leading and trailing space, like now, like aligning. Let me just use that word. The function to use to align this Canada or to remove any space in this Canada or any other point in my data set is called trim. TRIM. Trim helps us to remove unwanted space either before or after the what? The the text data point, or we call text data, sorry. It helps us to remove unwanted space either before or after the what? The text we are working on. Why the second function I'm going to be using is called proper. Proper helps us to convert a column to what? To proper case. That means the first letter of those are in caps. So I'm going to be writing these two formulas together. Hmm? These two, sorry, I said formula functions. I'm going to be writing these two functions together. Like I'm nesting a function inside another function, or we call it like a sub function. It's like I'm writing a function inside another function. So this is how it goes. To write a function in Excel, the first thing to do is what? To first of all call what? Calling the equals to sign. That means you're telling your compiler that I'm about to write a function. And I said two things you want to do here. First of all, you want what? To trim. Then after trimming, you now want to convert to text. So anyone can either come first. You can decide to start with trim. Can you see over here? If I double click on this trim, it's from a text string, except for single space between words. So if you're having maybe two words now, two words, maybe you're having um like let me just give a state. Yeah, let's say Lagos State in a column. No, there's necessary, there is actually mandatory for you to have a space between Lagos and state. Those words will not be touched, will not be tampered with. But space before Lagos eh, and after state will be removed. That is what trim will do for you. So trim, so I can either open my bracket or come here and double click on this trim. Saying text, you can see the arguments. This is open parenthesis. So anything that comes inside this parenthesis are called argument. So the argument is saying that I should input here is called text. That means I could just come here, click on it, and close my bracket. Then you can see Canada has been aligned, So yeah, from this one, Canada is having space, but right here, Canada is not having space. But then that's the first one. Let me show you the second, how the second formula will work, because I have to first of all show you how it works individually before I now go ahead to add those two functions together. So proper, that means proper is what I want to work with. Then it's saying what is the what? What is the text? Let me make use of Germany. Let me just put Germany here. I just want to show you how it works. You can see that Germany will be converted to what? To proper case. Can you see Germany has been converted to proper case? Mind you, the value that's meant to be in this particular cell is actually Canada. I'm just setting the two formulas together. That means I want to combine both the text proper function. I want to combine it together. So how am I going to go about that? That equals to, like I used to say, then trim can double click on this. Now the text, instead of clicking on Canada, I will now write proper. That means I am working on two functions at the same time. Proper, then open another bracket. Mind you, keep at the back of your mind that two bracket has been opened, one here for trim, one for proper. It is still asking us for what? For text. Now I can now go ahead to go and select what? Canada. Then close the bracket twice because I opened the bracket twice, so I have to close it twice. I have to close it twice. So once I hit my enter, and I have it what? Written in the way I want to see it. Canada has been, and the space in Canada has been removed. And let's check if this Germany is going to doing it for each cell. I'll just flash fill. And how will I flash fill? Mouse pointer. I'll just come to the bottom right corner of the cell here. Then once I have this dark cross on it, can you see the entire cell has been, the entire column has been updated. So we're no more having inconsistencies anymore. We're no more having inconsistencies anymore. That means Canada, the space has been removed, so there are no more space, and no more Canada with space. Then Germany, can see that it has been converted to what? To proper case. So let me know if there are questions, please, so that we'll know that I'm carrying us along. All right, awesome. So right now, the question should be, but we are now having two columns. How come? What should we do next? We need to remove, yes, we need to remove one of the columns. Now let me show you something. I'm going to demonstrate something to you right now. I'm having two columns, B and C. They're having the same content, but one is consistent, while the other one lacks consistency. So the one that lacks consistency is the one I'm going to delete, right? So I can just come here, click on the entire column, go to delete sheet column, but see what happened. After that column was deleted, I'm having this error called ref error. It's called reference error. Why? It's because the cell I used to create the column I used to create this new column with consistent data or consistent point value has been deleted. So I have no column I'm referencing anymore. Do you understand? I don't have columns I'm referencing anymore. Then what can I do? What can I do? I'll show you what to do now. Control Z to take us back to what we just did. So Control Z help us to undo our previous step. So now, how will I now do this thing? There's something called copy and paste value. Now, copy and paste value. So that's what I want to do. So I will just select this new column I generated. The reason why I'm actually doing that is because if you notice, if I click on any cell here, like Canada now, we look at the formula bar, I'm only seeing trim proper bit to the function that was used to generate that particular cell is what I'm saying. Whereas I want to make sure that I'm no more seeing this formula. I want to be seeing Canada instead. Like, take for instance, let me click this Canada. I'm seeing the Canada here, but while I'm clicking this Canada, I'm seeing the function. The reason is because of what I just said, because this is the function that was used to what? To generate data. So now, what I need to do is what? Is this. I need to copy this entire column. That's Control C, then as values. Now, pasting as value, not just ordinary, not just Control V, Control C. Paste this paste value is part of the paste option to what? To paste the value that you just copied. Now I'm copying that column, each column C. Now I'm pasting it back on what? On column C. So pasting it back on column C will make all the words, all the formulas. That's it. I will say the back end. Yes, the code formulas or functions to be what? To disappear. And so I've copied. Normally, I should just do Control VV. Control VV will help us to paste special. So let me just do that. I've Control C. That the entire column has been selected. So let me just do that again so that I will know I'm carrying this along. C, Control C, then Control VV. So now I did this code. What I did now is called, it's part of Excel shortcut. I'm still going to show us how it works. Now I selected this Control C. I selected this column C using Control C, and I use Control VV. Do you understand? To paste values. Control V only paste back, but I use Control VV. Control VV will help me to paste the value. So let's check. Let's check if you are still having the what's it called? I want to make sure that, okay, if you are still having the formulas inside this. Okay. Oh, we are still having the formulas. So let me show us the other parts. Control C. Then I'll go to this paste icon here. Can you see this paste icon in my home ribbon? I go to paste, click on the drop down, then see paste values. Can you see? Normally, Control V is meant to work, but I will check and see why it does not work. Can you see? It's saying paste values. Values into bracket what? V. So if I click on paste values, then let's now check the values in each cell. You can see that I'm now seeing Germany. I'm no more saying trim proper B2. I'm now saying the exact what function that was used to generate this. I need to what to remove the column B now, sorry. The column B needs to be removed. You can see if I now click on this column B using this arrow, you've selected the entire column B, then go to delete and do delete sheet rows, delete sheet columns. Then you can see that I'm no more having that error because I've already made that initial column C but independent. Before it was depending on the initial column B. So now I have to make the column C independent. So now after doing that, the initial column B has been taken off, change it to what? To column B. So I'm not having the column is now consistent. There are no strange case and there are no strange the unwanted spaces in between or in before or after my text values. So that's that about that for column C. For column B, column C and D, yes, they are also in the right, they are well formatted, they don't lack consistency. So what I'm going to do now is I will just convert this column A, B, C, and D to its right data type, which is text. So what I'm going to do is I'll click on the entire column A, then long press shift, then forward arrow. Can you see? I'll do that again. Click the entire column A by left clicking on this column A. Long press shift, that's press and hold shift, then forward arrow 1, 2, 3. That's you have the entire column A to D selected. Can you see column A to D? They are selected. They are our text column. Normally, these are called discrete columns. Do you understand? We call them discrete or categorical column because they are categorical data. So I'll just go to this particular, still on my home ribbon. Then you can see I'm having what's it called? Something here called numbers, and I have a general. This general says that no specific format. So I want to format it to text. I'll click on the drop down, then I'll scroll down and I'll select what text. So you can see the entire column A has been changed to text. It's no more in general. Column B2 has been changed to text, no more in general. C and D, they are already in text, they are no more in general. So now, unit sold, let's go to column E. Let's check. This unit sold now, I could see that I'm having decimal numbers here. We're talking about units. Unit means one, like a whole number. Sorry, not one. Unit means whole numbers. But how come I'm now having um? So in such scenarios, what you just need to do is what? Is to what? Is to remove decimal by what? Decreasing or increasing what? The decimal number. So I have to increase because automatically in mathematics this should turn to what? To 1619. Do you understand? Not 1618.5 because 0.5 means you have to add one to the nearest whole number, to the tenth of your whole number. So to the unit of your whole number, sorry. So if I decrease column, so I have to first of all select the entire column. Can you see the entire column I've selected? And if I should come to decrease column, okay, I'll first of all come here to change it to numbers. I'll change it to numbers, okay. Then I'll decrease the decimal numbers. So if I decrease it twice, sorry, decrease it twice, then I have this. Can you see 16, 19? Let me do that again. So initially it was actually what 1618.5. This one is up to 26 to 65.5, and so on like that in my data set. So I want to convert them to whole numbers. The first thing to do is to select the entire column. After selecting the entire column, now let's change it to what? To numbers. So I already have it as dot 0.50. It's actually automatically putting it in two decimal. Do what? I can now decrease the decimal by pressing this icon here twice. 1, 2. Then the decimal has been reduced and has been that 16.19. So we have it as whole numbers now. So at this point, let's see if there are questions. Let's see if you are still following me. Guys, comments. Are you hearing? All right. So let's go back to where we stopped. So you should be done with data cleaning very soon. And after that, I'll just introduce us to pivot table and show us how pivot table works. That shouldn't take us up to 45 minutes before we're done. So in such case, probably we're going to end this particular call, then we jump on it again. So it will be too long. So this will be just data clean. After data clean, we move to pivot table. And that's how we can start extracting insights from our data sets. So we're almost done. Um, now, manufacturing price. If you notice that we are having some numbers aligned to the right side of your cell, some to the left. Now, let me tell you something. Whenever you have a cell, in a cell, whenever you have numbers or any data points in your cell that is aligned to the right, like this, it shows that they are integer. If you have them aligned to the left, it shows that they are text. And you have them aligned to the center, it shows that they are what? They are Boolean. So now we could see some are manufacturing price talking about money, but some has been aligned to the right, which is talking about number. But we're seeing that this one three is aligned to the left. It's saying that is seeing this value as text, not integer. So this kind of error is called numbers formatted as text. Numbers formatted as text. So we need to what? To remove to sorry, we need to work on these particular numbers and convert them back to integer. How can we do that? You can actually use of different formats. Yes, you can make use of different formats. Okay, like now, I'll prefer to do it this way that I'll ask myself this question that what mathematical operation can I apply or perform on this column that will convert this particular that will return the exact value and align this in text back to integer. The reason I say that is that whatsoever if you're on a column on this column and I perform any mathematical operator on this column, it automatically changes it. So what mathematical operator or operation can I perform on column F that will convert column F to integer, and I will still maintain the values in that column F. So let me just see, just okay. What I believe I can do is I can actually multiply each values or each cell or each values in column F by 1, because anything multiplied by 1 is going to give you that exact number again. You have 1 million multiplied by 1 will give you 1 million. You have 3 multiplied by 1 will give you 1, will give you 3. So I will multiply every values here by 1. But I don't want to go through the stress of opening a new cell, doing this, deleting that one, what we did the other time. There's actually something I can actually do, which is this. I can also copy and paste 1 as multiplication on column F. Hmm, that sounds trickish, right? Okay, let me show us. Let me show. This is it. Okay, the next time you should be done with this phase. So I want to quickly make sure you finish. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pick any cell outside the data set. Make sure it's not inside the data set, outside the data set. Then I'll go back to that one and Control C. That's to copy it. Then I will now paste as what's it called? As multiplication. Then this place, what I say is a bit tricky is that whenever I want to select this column, I'll make sure I'm not selecting beyond the last row. Because if I select beyond the last row, I'll be having 1 multiplied by empty, which is equal to 0. I'll be having 0 here, or negative number, or dash, sorry, dash, not negative number, which shows that I've included unnecessary rows. So you need to be what? To be careful in doing that. Though there's actually some things that actually show us, even if you mistakenly select, like now, let me say I mistakenly select the entire column like this. See that the unwanted column to be selected, can instead column will be selected. So even if I actually have it selected like this, and I want to paste this one on as multiplication, the first thing I'll do, I'll first copy one, select the entire column F, Go to that same page, click on what? On the drop down, then we go to page special. Page special, then you see operation, then I'll click what? Multiply. Now, there is two options here. Transpose. Transpose is if you want to turn column to row and row to column. I'm not doing that. Now, there's another option here that I need to check. Now, if peradventure I've selected blank cells or blank rows, please skip it. So you have to check this box. So it won't be adding, it will multiply blank rows by 1, which is going to give us 0. So to avoid that, I'll just make sure that I want to put myself on the particular position that I won't be doing too many jobs. So once I just click on OK, you can see automatically what has been converted to the right side of my cell. Now, can you see what I'm saying now? Because I selected, yeah, I love this. Because I selected the entire what? The entire column, I have unnecessary zeros here. Can you see what I'm saying? I'm having unnecessary zeros. Despite the fact that I even asked you to skip blanks, it still put it there. So to avoid all this error, I'll do Ctrl Z again and I'll show us how to go about it. One selected Rabi and I have it copied. Ctrl C, I have it copied. Mind you, I Ctrl Z my job so that I'll be able to show us the right way to go about it. Now, let me now show you how to do the selection. Click on the first column here, the first row here, that's the first cell, these three, click on it. Then shift control, no, press shift control, then arrow down 6. So after doing that, then I have the role I want to work with, just the rows alone selected. The funniest part of it was even after I checked that box that skip blanks, it still added the zeros to the blanks. So to avoid any unnecessary errors, make sure you are selecting just the what? The column, the range of the column you want to work with. Don't select beyond it. After doing that, I've copied my one, I've selected the range of column using shift control arrow down. Now go back to my paste, then I'll go to paste special, then I'll click multiply. Right now, even if I don't check this skip blanks, I'm safe. And I click OK. You can see that every number has been formatted to what? To the right side of my cell, showing that they are now in an integer, no more text. And if I just scroll down, does not go beyond that column. Can you see? It does not go beyond 706, row 706. So these are what you need to put in mind. You actually work on the manufacturing price, even though you can see that column F, I, J, and K is talking about money, it's talking about sales. So I have to format them to what? To either currency or accounting, anyone. So I'll press shift, then arrow to the side, long press shift once again on F, show select your column F, long press shift, forward arrow till you get to K. Forward arrow, keep pressing forward arrow till you get to K. And once you get to K, click on this drop down and select either currency or accounting. So I'll select accounting and you can see currently I'm working with Nigeria. This Nigeria currency, that's Naira. If you want to change it to dollar, you can come here, one number format, then you can see symbols, click on the drop down, then scroll down, you see dollar, maybe Nigeria, American dollar, or Canadian dollar, any kind of dollar you want. So it depends on, okay, I think the common dollar is United States. If I click on it, then I said okay, then you can see I have that particular column selected as changed to what? To dollar. So that's how you can change your currency. But let's leave it as at Naira. So I have column F, G, H, I, J, K corrected and everything is in what? Everything is in Naira. 43,466. That is that date yet. So what I will just do is I'll come to this general, click on the drop down. Then I can either select short or long date. Long date will have it like this: Tuesday 1, January 2019. If I select short dates, I will have it like this, which I believe is still much better. So I'll leave it as short. So short date will have my date formatted in date format. Can you see? Can you see? Which is awesome. Then month number, you can just leave that as, let's make it as numbers. Then I'll reduce the decimal to all numbers. Month name also, I will as Jan, January, June, so something like that. So I'll also change down to text. The month, year, continue to integer, size numbers, so reduce it. So now, can you see that the data set we are working with has been cleaned. Where we started from, we've cleaned the data set. We always clean data set. So, but now, are we certain that the entire data set has been cleaned? Let's do some background check. Let's check for duplicate data. Control A to select the entire data set. Then I'll go to data. I'm no more on home ribbon. I'll go to my data ribbon. Then right here under my data tool, you see this icon called remove duplicate. You can have it as well spelled out as remove duplicate. Some of you can have it like a rectangle standing over each other, or like this or beside each other. So click on remove duplicate and just click on OK. So it's saying 9 duplicate value found. Can you see 9 duplicate value found and removed? 709 values remain. Review, then I'll do spelling. Just check every other thing. So with this, I can now convert this data set to, and how will I convert that to table? By Control A, like I told you, select the entire data, then Control T. Can you see? Control A, Control T, we see entire data, and Control T is going to give you this dialog box that you want to create a table. Make sure this box is checked. If it's not checked and you click on OK, your column header is going to be column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, which you don't want. But you want it to have the segment, country, product, discount bomb as the column header. So make sure you check this box. Then once you click on OK, then can you see you now have it in form of what? In form of table. In form of table. In form of, which is awesome. Which is awesome. So that comes to the end of data cleaning, and you can see that we started from okay. Normally, there's something that we actually meant to do when we started this video. We are meant to duplicate data sets you want to work with so that you won't have the original data tampered with. But because we can easily come back to where we downloaded it and get it back, and just come here, download it again, then open it so that we see the data set we started with. Let me just open it. So let me just open that again. So you can see where we started and where we are now. Oh, okay, it's having the same name. So you can't just open it. So let me just give it a new name. Let me call it okay, yeah, show more options. Why are you not giving me? Okay, let me first extract it. Okay, okay, still the same thing. Let's please. Okay, let me rename it here. Okay, let's give it a new name. Let's call it 2. Right, so let's open it now. Yeah. So can you see where we started from? Started right from this and see where we have at the moment. So that's the power of data cleaning. So you can with this format and give it any color and let's just leave it like this. So data cleaning. Thank you everyone. So the next few minutes we're going to start table, and that is extracting insight from our data set. So I will tell us what pivot table is, and we will now extract insight right from it. So up to this point, I believe we are all following. So we'll make this one the first part, and the second part is going to start in few minutes from now. Thank you very much. So stay tuned while we'll come up again for the second section of today's crash course in Excel. Thank you very much, everyone.